YouTube, it's Kay, and if y'all can see by the title, today I'm going to be showing y'all how to make my bussin'. When I say bussin', steak Alfredo is bussin', y'all. And first of all, don't come for me for this pot, because I promise y'all that pot is clean, but I'm basically about to just walk y'all through how I make my Alfredo. So as y'all see, I filled up a pot with water, give it a little salt, because if you didn't know, that salt is going to make the water boil faster. And excuse how I sound, got a little congestion, but anyway, so I got my steak, and I put a little bit of salt on my steak, and then you want to rinse it off with some cold water, as y'all can see me doing right here. Rinsey, rinsey, rinsey. And right here, okay, so I got onion powder, as y'all can see. I got seasoned salt, Lori's, that's what I prefer. 25% less sodium, okay. I got my steak seasoning. Usually I would use garlic powder, but unfortunately I ran out, so like y'all see right there, I said only use a pinch of garlic salt, because garlic salt is salty, okay. And then you have your pepper. So that's really all you're gonna need. I would say get garlic powder over garlic salt, garlic salt. But if you only have garlic salt, you know you gotta do what you gotta do. So here y'all can see me patting my steak, pat. You want it nice and dry for the most part before you put your seasonings. So y'all don't be scared to season that steak, okay? With your seasoned salt and with your garlic salt, don't go too heavy, because you do not want no salty steak, but you want it flavorful, you know what I'm saying. So basically this is just me showing y'all the proportion, I guess, of how much seasoning I use. I usually go super heavy with onion powder or garlic powders, because they're, you know, powders, they're not salty, so you can really go crazy with those. Seasoned salt, like I said, not too much, but flavorful. So that steak seasoning, honestly, I just really started using it, but bussin', okay? Like, like stuck on your fingers, okay? Like, it is so good. I would definitely recommend 10 out of 10. Like I said, y'all see that light garlic salt, and then you just want to press that into your meat, make sure it's nice in there. You want that meat seasoned, so make sure you firmly press it, so that way when you flip it over, none of that seasoning come off. Alright y'all, so pretty much I sped this part up because y'all should get the gist. I basically just flipped it over, seasoned the other side, pressed it in. And yeah, you want to make sure you press it in. And I left the fat on there for now, because if y'all didn't know, that fat creates them juices and that just gives it flavor. But I am going to cut the fat off as I cook it, which y'all will see me do. So right here, I'm pretty much buttering my pan. You can use butter if you want to use a little bit of olive oil. If you don't want to use no butter, I mean, you don't have to. This is, I can't believe it's not butter, so I mean, it ain't real butter, but you know what I'm saying. It does the job. So yes, you want to butter that pan, and then you're going to take your minced garlic, and you're going to have your heat on low, not too high, because minced garlic period, burns fast, so make sure you watch that. But I like to have it on low just so that butter can get real flavorful. And okay, listen, judge your mammy, okay? I was only cooking for myself, and I didn't feel like using up a whole bunch of dishes. So, yes, here I am cutting the onion on a paper plate, okay? I don't care. So, there we go. You see my garlic is nicely cooked, not burnt. And then I went ahead and turned my stove up so we can get that steak cooking, because you don't want that steak to cook too long or it's going to be really tough. So yes, that's just me trying to show you all the sizzle. And then this is me flipping it over, and I'm gonna cook it a little bit more. It ain't done yet, but I like my steak medium well, so that was actually looking pretty good to me. Definitely gotta cook it a little more, but it was looking pretty good to me. And like I said, I will be cutting the fat off. I'm just leaving it in there so y'all see that sizzle, them juices that it creates. I know y'all see that over there. That's that flavor. And baby, you're going to leave all of that in there, okay? You're not going to get rid of none of that flavor, because that's what's going to really, like, bring the difference between steak Alfredo and chicken Alfredo, okay? And don't mind my camera skills, y'all. This is a one-girl job, one-woman job. I was recording, cooking, etc., so I know it's a little wobbly. I apologize. But here, I cut up my steak, and I cut off the fat. I don't know if I showed y'all that already or not. But I cut off the fat for the most part. I left a little bit on there. Look at that sizzle. It's looking good. It's looking yummy. Alright, and then I went ahead and put my noodles in the water. Plop them in there just like that. And then I went ahead and added a little bit of oil in there just so my noodles won't stick together. So you can use vegetable oil, olive oil, and yes, I made one cookie because I was craving my dessert early, so that's why y'all just seen that. So I pretty much put a little bit of oil in there, as y'all can see on top. That's why it's yellow like that. And you pretty much want to stir your pasta as soon as you put that oil in, because you don't want your noodles to be clumpy and all stuck together and etc. Alright, and y'all, I can't have my steak without onions. Like, steak and my onions is like peanut butter and jelly. They just go together. So in my Alfredo, I gotta have my onions in there too. And honestly, Bussin, try it. I promise you, it's delicious. So yes, cut up my onions, put my onions in there, gotta cook them down. Alright, and then this is me. Actually, I don't know what I'm trying to show y'all right here, but okay, yeah, this is me pouring in my sauce. And you, like I said, you want to leave all that garlic in there, all them juices from the steak. You want to leave that in there because that is flavor. And then I'm gonna go ahead and season my sauce because I had plain Alfredo sauce, boo, but they didn't have like the garlic kind or the seasoned kind, so I just went ahead and seasoned it myself with the same seasonings that I seasoned the steak with. For the most part, I didn't add any more seasoned salt, but I did add a little bit more of garlic salt, which, like I said, I would usually use garlic powder, but unfortunately I ran out. Couldn't believe it, but I did. So I had to use what I got. So yeah, this is basically me just seasoning it up. Add a little bit more of my minced garlic. Y'all, this, like, the sauce by itself with that flavoring from the steak, chef's kiss. And then, okay, here's me adding my noodles, and I left a little bit of pasta juice in there from the noodles, because if y'all didn't know, that's like, I forgot what they call I can't even think of what they call that, but I know it's like, it's good. Like, that's the good juices right there. You want to leave a little bit in there from the pasta water and pour that into your sauce, because it does something. It does something to the pasta that just makes it And y'all, if you're like me and you like your pasta saucy and you like it creamy, oh my god, you are going to love this simple but delicious recipe, I'm telling you. And also, if you got some Parmesan cheese, baby, add that Parmesan cheese in there and it's gonna make it so creamy, so delicious. Again, didn't have none, unfortunately, but you know, we were already too far ahead in the game. And I like my Alfredo spicy. I don't know about y'all. If you don't, skip this step. But I like a lot of crushed red peppers because, baby, that spice. Just look at it. Don't it look good? And I promise y'all, it was so creamy. Just so saucy. I love sauce. And basically, this is how I plated it. And yes, I added hot sauce on top to my Alfredo because that's just how I do it. Okay, super creamy, super saucy. Add you a little garlic cheese bread on the side. And boom, bam, there you go. Y'all are welcome.